you don't have the range. Come on, bro. Hello guys, welcome back to the combat series, and today we are going to be making enemy NPCs. But first we need to fix one thing, which is the sword not following the torso. As you can see, it looks a bit weird when I'm punching. So to fix that, we can easily just weld the sword to torso instead of the root part. There we go, that should fix it. Alright, so for the enemy NPC, we wanted to find the nearest player to the NPC, and we need to check if the nearest player to the NPC is in the aggro range. And we also want the NPC to respawn and such, and we want it to be customizable, and we want to make a system where we can easily make enemy NPCs, right? We also want the enemy NPC to attack players. But it's going to be a bit hard since we have to transform all of this into a function. So to make it simpler, we're going to be making a module script for the combat system. Let's make a new module script. I'll name this combat system or combat basic combat. Yep, that's about right. And let's copy and paste it here. We don't need the effects. And we also need the max combo parameter for this. Let's remove this variable. There we go. And let's remove some stuff like the remote. There you go. And we also want it to be OOP so it's more organized, you know? I hope you know what OOP is. I'll do a brief explanation after this. First, we need to set the index to module, okay? And we need to make a constructor function. Function module dot set combat. Return set metatable, the table, and the metatable, which is the module. We're going to do a few properties like the damage. The default is 5. The stun duration, the default is 0.5. Okay. The character, no. What else? Effects, no. Hitbox size, what is the hitbox size? Oh, it's 666. Gotcha. 6. The start 0.16. The stop 0.25. The offset cframe.new 00 minus 2.5. Okay. Let's add the comma here. And let's do the meta method. Attack. Copy and paste this to here. Set it to self.character. We'll remove this since we're going to use the module for the tool. We'll do the check on the combat server manually. Self.size, self.offset, self.stop, stop time. I'll change this stop time and start time. If self.effects, then self.effects, run it. 2 parameters, unit and combo. You can adjust it if you want. You can add if you want to add in more parameters and such. Max combo. Let's start in a max combo. Alright, let's test it out in the combat server. We're going to completely erase this. We don't need this. We don't need the hit service and the Muchacho hitbox, combat table as well. We don't need that. We just need the combat system, combat manager. I'll name this combat manager. Acquire game.service-storage.modules.combat manager. We'll remove this. Okay. Local combat manager dot set combat. Okay. Combat dot character player dot character combat dot effects equals effects. I'll set this to 5 since the max combo is 5. Alright, so let me explain it. This is a meta table right here. It returns a meta table. So set combat is essentially a table now since we returned a meta table. And this is the table, this is the meta table. The module is the meta table. And dot underscore underscore index is basically an event when something inside of this table does not exist, such as combat attack. Does attack exist inside of this table? No. So it'll go to the meta table and it'll look inside of the index, which is the module. It'll look for the attack function. There it is, it finds it. And self is the meta table, self is the table. So self.character is basically this dot character. I hope that explains it. So yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, there's an error. Line argument 2 missing or nil. What is it? Self.offset. Okay. Root part. Self.offset. Size. Oh, it should be self dot. Now I'll just change this to size instead of hitbox size. Okay, now let's see if this works. Doesn't do any damage though. I know why the hitbox isn't stopping. That's because it's waiting the same amount of time as it's waiting for it to stop, right? So it's waiting 0.25 seconds to stop and it's waiting 0.25 seconds to start. So it's getting bugged out. Let's set this to start time because the start time has to be shorter than the stop time. Okay. Alright, this is working now. Let's unanchor this dummy. There we go. Now let's do the same thing for the sword script. Go to the sword pack script. I'll rename this to the sword combat. Yep, sword combat. Open this. We don't need this. We just need the combat manager. Game.service-storage.modules.combat manager. Alright. We don't need this since I don't have an idle animation. We don't need this. We don't need this. Oh yeah, I forgot to add in one more thing to the combat manager. I'm going to add in an animations table. Okay, animations equals game to repertoire storage dot hit punch anims. Okay, that's the default punch animations. Now let's turn off the visualizer and set the animations to self.animations. So we can change the animations now, which is good. Oh yeah, it's get children too. Get children. There we go. Now let's go to the sword combat. Let's remove this. Okay. Local combat. Equals combat manager dot create set combat. Yep. Combat dot character equals C. Combat dot size equals vector 3 dot new 10 10 10 for 10. Combat dot animations equals game dot storage dot sword enemies get children. The offset combat dot offset equals cframe dot new 00 minus 5. Combat dot effects equals effects. Combat attack. We don't need this. There we go. You see how shorter the script is now? Let's see if the sword works now. Okay, we get an error. Load animation requires a load animation object. Okay, something is wrong in the combat manager. Self.max combo. There we go. Self.max combo. Self.max combo. And then we're also going to check if the combo is smaller than the max combo, then if the combo is bigger than the max combo. If let's say if my combo is 5 and my max combo is 4, let's say I'm punching, my combo is 4 right now, I go to my sword, I click, my combo is 4 and my combo is 5 and the max combo is 4, then everything will bug out. Max combo. Okay, what else? Max combo equals 4. There we go. Let's see if this works now. It will work. Trust me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should stop the combat in the combat server if I'm holding a sword. Okay, so if I'm holding a tool, then it's going to stop the script. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Why is the animation weird? Okay, it's getting mixed up. Combo 1 is 1, combo 2 is 3, combo 3 is 2. So let's just do it manually then. I'll do game.storage dot sword enemies 1, 2, 3, 4. If the animation doesn't get sorted automatically, then you'll have to sort it manually like that. Okay, now let's get into the NPC script. First, we need to make a module script to spawn the NPC and to make it follow people. Okay, First, we'll need the NPC. We're going to be using this dummy. I'll paste this animate script to add in some walking animation. I'll turn this into a server script since the dummy doesn't have a player animation. Removing this because the dummy isn't a player and it can't chat. Let's make a new module script. Alright. Now that we have the combat module script, it's going to be very easy to do things. Okay, let's make a module script. Module script. What is it? AI manager? NPC manager? Sure. Let's do OOP again. Index equals module. Function module create NPC. Or set NPC. No NPC. Return set meta table module. I'll do a few parameters. First, the NPC. No, the aggro distance. I'll set the aggro distance to 50. That's the default. You can change this, like in the combat manager. These are default properties, but you can change it. It's okay. Respawn time maybe. Respawn time equals 10 seconds. Spawn location. Spawn location. Cframe.new 020 030. Yeah. I'll do 20. So function module initialize or wake summon. Yep, summon. Let's go. We're going to be cloning the NPC. Local NPC equals self.npc clone. There you go. Let's make a new module script inside of the NPC manager. Module script. I'll name this module script find player. Okay. Module function module find player or initialize. Yep, that sounds really cool. First, we're going to be initiating the nearest player variable. Nearest player or nearest P for short. Alright, so I'm basing this off of Mr. Module Scripts videos, the NPC tutorial. It's a really good video. We need the nearest player, and we also need the distance. We also need the direction. Alright, we're going to be looping through the players. Game players get players. Do. I'll set this to P. Local vector. Actually no. Local C equals player P dot character. And we can make a new variable called vector equals C dot humanoid root part position minus our NPC position. So NPC local RP equals NPC dot humanoid root part. Or NPC dot primary part minus RP dot position dot magnitude. So what magnitude does is it turns a vector into a singular number. Like let's say print vector 3 dot new 555 dot magnitude. It's 8, and we're going to be doing an if statement. If not nearest player, then the nearest player would be the character, and the distance would be vector dot magnitude, and the direction would be vector dot unit. So what unit does is it gets the direction. we're going to be using the direction for the humanoid to move to that direction, and we're going to do an else if direction is smaller than v dot magnitude, then no, v dot magnitude is smaller than direction, then we'll do the same right here, and then return nearest player direction and the distance. This function, initialize function, it's going to make three variables: nearest player, the distance, and the direction. These variables will be empty. Okay, so it's going to loop through all of the players. Player 1, it's going to loop through player 1 first. Okay, player 1, the character will be player character, the vector would be this, and it's going to check if there is no nearest player. Right now it's a nil, so it's going to set the nearest player to the first player's character. Now we're going to loop to the player 2. It's going to check if not nearest player, but there is already a nearest player, it is player 1, so it's going to go to this else if the distance between player 2 with dummy is smaller than player 1 with dummy, then it's going to set the nearest player to player 2. So it's basically comparing players' distances with the NPC. Once it finds the nearest player, then it's going to return it. Picture me here. I wanted to fix a problem with the find player module script. In this line of code, we are comparing the current player's distance with the dummy with the direction. So what we wanted to do is compare the distance with the dummy to the player's previous distance, the previous player's distance. So it should be dist. So with this, we're going to find out which character is the closest to the dummy. Okay. Now let's require the module local find player equals require script.find player. Okay. Find player dot initialize, we need the NPC, and let's set the NPC spawn. Let's set the NPC parent to workspace, and also let's set the C frame self dot dot spawn location. Hold on. RP equals NPC dot primary part or PC dot humanoid root part. Alright. Now let's set the character, the distance, wait no, set the distance, no, the direction first, and the distance equals this. Because it returns 3 values, we need 3 variables in one line. Okay, we use commas. Now that we have the nearest player, we can compare it to the aggro distance. But first we need a loop. We need a service for looping, which is run service. We're going to do rs dot heartbeat function. So what this function does, it's going to fire an event every physical frame, which is 60 times per second. Alright, so it's basically looping through, checking for the nearest player. Once it finds the nearest player, then it's going to check if there is smaller or equals to self.aggro distance, then it's going to move the humanoid. Let's make a humanoid variable, npc.humanoid humanoid move to the not distance, hold on, direction. Okay, my bad. So if the distance is smaller or equals to the aggro distance, then it's going to move to the direction. So there are two functions for moving in humanoid: move and move to. Move to, it requires a position, okay? With move, it requires a direction. Else, we're going to do this later. Now let's make a new variable. I'll name this stop distance. Stop dist. I'm going to set the stop dist to, we're going to make a new variable first though, which is attack dist. I'm going to set the attack dist to, first we're going to be making a new property. I'm going to be making the property for the combat, like the hitbox size. The default should be 666. The hitbox offset, I'm going to set this to cframe.new 00 minus 2.5. Alright, then what else? Combat animations equals game dot punch anims get children combat offset, no, and then combat, and then what? Combat start time. Start time equals 0.16. Combat stop time equals 0.35. It's hitbox start time, hitbox stop time. Then the combat effects equals nil. Alright. Let's also require a module, combat manager. Alright, we need the offset max combo. Oh yeah, max combo. Max combo equals nil. Okay, max combo. Then what? It's 5. And then what? Stop time, start time, size, effects. Stun duration. Stun duration equals 0.5. Alright. Now we're going to be making a new variable called local attack distance. Self dot hitbox size dot magnitude, and then local stop distance self dot hitbox size dot magnitude, no, attack distance -1, or I'll just set that to 3. Yeah, I think so. We're going to need the stop distance for later. If dist is smaller or equals to aggro distance, and if dist is bigger or equals to stop distance, then move to this direction. So we don't want the humanoid to keep moving towards us, right? If we stop moving and the humanoid caught up to us, if the NPC caught up to us, I don't want it to keep walking to us. It's going to be buggy. So we're going to move humanoid, move vector3.new, and we're going to leave it empty so it doesn't move. Okay, if distance is smaller or equals to attack distance, then okay, now we're going to be making the combat. Local combat equals combat manager dot set combat dot character, no, it's called combat dot character equals NPC. Combat dot size equals self dot hitbox size. Self combat dot offset equals self dot hitbox offset combat dot start time self dot hitbox start time combat dot stop time equals self dot hitbox stop time combat dot effects equals self dot effects combat effects combat dot max on yourself dot max combo combat dot stun duration equals self dot stun duration 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 two more combat dot animations self dot combat animations combat dot damage equals self dot damage. Have we made a damage variable? No, damage equals 5. Alright, so then we're going to be attacking it. Combat attack. Or we could just do something like this. We make a new function. Let's make this into a new module. NPC combat NPC function module create system create combat. There we go. Local combat self combat manager was require a game but service storage.modules.combat manager. Self.npc. Well, let's just add in a new parameter npc. Return combat. There we go. You don't need this. Local combat combat npc require script.combat npc. There we go. Combat equals combat npc dot create combat. We need the npc, we need self, and then combat attack. Right, so we also want to make it so our npc responds, right? We could do something like this. npc humanoid.died. So this event will fire when the npc has died, right? Connect function. We want it so the npc responds. Alright, we can do something like this. Self summon. That's it. Self summon. Free to summon the npc again. Okay, let's also, in the combat manager, we're going to make it so if our health is 0, then we can't fight anymore. Okay, if and h.health equals 0, then return it. Alright, so let me explain something before we test it out. Okay, so let me explain this whole thing before I test this out. So we've made a combat manager. This will be making combat systems easier. Like we want to make a new weapon, we can just use this module, fire the function, bam, 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 set the properties, boom, easily working combat system. And it's also good for NPCs as well. Now, NPC manager. So this is OOP. This is a function to create the new NPC. This is a summon function. We also made two module scripts for the NPC manager, the find player and the combat NPC. It's to return a combat table. Yeah, a combat table. Yep. No, a combat object. And this, I make a new variable called attack distance. It's going to set the attack distance to the hitbox size and set it to the magnitude of the hitbox size. Stop distance to 3, so if the distance between me and the NPC is 3, it's going to stop, so it's going to stop walking over me. And it's going to clone the NPC. It's going to set the humanoid. It's going to set a humanoid variable to npc.humanoid, rp root part to npc.primary part. If the NPC doesn't have a primary part, it's going to do npc.humanoid root part. It's going to set the C frame to a self-to-spawn location, and it's also going to set the parent to workspace so we can see it. We have a humanoid.connect function, a humanoid.id event. It's going to connect it to a function, and we're going to self-summon. We're going to summon this module again. We loop through every single physical frame. We're going to check for the nearest player, and we check if the nearest player is within the aggro distance, and if it's above the stop distance, then it's going to move towards this direction, else it's going to stop if the distance is smaller or equals to attack distance. If the distance between me and the dummy is within the attack distance, then it's going to fire this function and attack. Now this is time for me to test it out. First, we need to make a new script, and it's to spawn the dummy. Okay, dummy spawn, local NPC manager, also require game.service.storage modules.npc manager, local NPC equals NPC manager dot new NPC. Okay, npc.npc equals workspace.dummy, npc.damage. That's already the default. What else that I need to set? The combat effects. Okay, we need to copy and paste the combat effects from here to this. There we go. Set effects, combat effects to effects. What else? Okay, everything else has a default property. Now we can summon the NPC. Let's see if this works. Okay, and there is an error. Whew. Attempt to index number with oh yeah, there we go. Attempt to index nil with humanoid root part. Okay, C equals player character. Okay, I know. If C, then so it's going to check if the C exists, if character exists, if the character is inside of this world. Okay, let's see if this works now. Go. Oof. The dummy, dude. Ready to fight back. Okay. Okay, stop. Yeah, you don't have the range. Come on, bro. I'm actually getting folded, dude. But let's kill this NPC. Okay, I'm within its range now. I'm going to kill this NPC, so let's see if it respawns. Okay. My God. Hold on. Why is the range on the dummy so big? Oh yeah, it respawns. Okay. So the problem with it is that it doesn't wait for the respawn time. It doesn't wait the respawn time. So let's do task.wait self.respawn time. There we go. So let's run. Okay, I don't want to get brutally murdered again. Okay, the NPC spawned right here. So let's murder this NPC. Set the health to 0. Set the health to 0. Okay, will it respawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully it'll respawn. Hello? Yep, it respawned, I think. We also need to destroy the NPC though. Destroy. There we go. What is the respawn time? It's 10 seconds. Okay, I need to wait 10 seconds. Okay, it spawned right here. Let's kill this. Oops. Line 45. Okay. To fix this, we can do something like this. If NPC if h dot health equals 0, then return end. There you go, we fixed it. So let's see if this works. Let's wait for it to spawn. Okay. Okay, it works. Amazing. That's amazing. Actually, I'll also wait maybe 2 seconds. To destroy the NPC. One, 2, gets destroyed, then it'll respawn. Okay, so because you're probably going to use the modular script a lot, the NPC manager, you can save this to your module, you can save this to your toolbox. Okay, submit. There we go. NPC manager and the combat manager as well. Save to Roblox. Submit. Okay, we can now reuse this, which is very cool. Okay, what is it? Where is it? Combat manager. Yay. Well, this is it for the video, and thank you for watching. Sleep. Can you stop punching me, dude?